There we go. Good evening, peeps. And welcome to Sigurd.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back with Battlefield. Yay!
Yay! I guess it's been a while, right?
It has been freaking ages.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. It's been a while. But of course, the servers are there, and that was the thing that was holding us back. Now, of course, I mean, we have servers now. They're not the greatest, in all honesty, but they are servers that allow us to play, right? And of course, you know, a lot of people reached out to us and said, "Hey, listen, we know the servers aren't, you know, they don't have that many capabilities, but we can play them. So what's happening?" And
Yeah, even before they officially came out, when it was just announced, people were like, "Okay, so when are you guys like doing season 4?"
yeah,
Huh?
what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. So that's where we are, right? We're on season 4.
Yay!
Now, can I tell you?
Actually, super excited.
It's
been a while.
I was about to tell you I am super excited. Stole my thunder. Thank you. Yes, but no, it's fine. I am actually right. I'm actually excited to see, you know, where we are with Battlefield, right? I mean, look, understandably, we've had tough times with the game. I mean, for a long time, we've been waiting for servers, and you know, there were some issues and this and that. I mean, you know, the whole story. And for a while, I was thinking, you know what? I wonder if we're ever going to have servers, and if we're ever going to be able to get to run another season, right? And the fact that we can that's the exciting part, right? We finally got here, and I mean, obviously from now it can only get better, right? I mean, once the servers are there, the guys can do their job, you know, get the servers better and better as we go along. Of course, at the moment, as I said in the beginning, I mean, there's not a lot of server functionality as yet. The basics are there. You can select the game mode, you can select some maps. You can obviously ban players and kick players and that sort of thing. And hopefully there will be more to come on those servers, right?
Yes. So, I mean, there have been a lot of promises, but, you know, we'll sort of wait and see, I guess.
But I guess the important thing at this point is that we have playable RSPs, which is not really RSPs as we know them, but they are playable private servers that we can use, and that of course means that we have a means and a ways to actually run a tournament, which is again the part that I'm excited about, right? And I hope that everybody else is excited with us.
No more begging people, please leave the server. We need to play a match now.
Well, I mean, we tried that many seasons ago, trying to run a tournament in that way, and you know, it's just first of all, it's not fun for anyone, right? I mean, it's not fun for the casters. It's not fun for the guys who are playing, and it's the least fun for the guys who get asked to leave, right?
Yes, especially when the guys aren't actually part of the competitive community and they're like, no,
Yeah,
not even going to entertain this.
I know, right? I know, right? So I mean, all around, I want to say we're in a good space. We're in a better space, if I can put it that way. And I'm
Yes.
excited to see the amount of clans that came out of the woodwork and said, "Hey, listen, we hear you guys are doing competitive on season 4. We're here to participate, and we wanna be part of it, right?" And in fact, we had 16 clans, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was waiting for the drum roll or something.
Oh,
But
I actually thought I lost you there for a second. So usually when that happens, I'm just like quiet in case you're talking in the background. So yeah, there's that.
right, so 16 clans, which I think is a magnificent number, to be honest, and I think it's going to be hell of a fun. And of course, tonight, what we are doing is we are not only announcing the divisions for those 16 clans that are participating, but we will, of course, also be showing the schedule, right?
Yes, the schedule.
Yeah.
We have been bugged for, and we've been keeping it a little bit
Yeah.
secret because
Look,
we
that's
wanted to announce it on the recap show.
yes, and of course, partly it's also my fault, right? I was traveling a bit this week, and this silly little thing called work sort of interfered with my hobby, right?
Yeah, yeah. Work interfering with like real life.
Yeah,
It's
work
terrible.
interfering with real life, right? So, but I mean, we got it done. Everything's ready, and of course, after the recap show tonight as well, everything will also, of course, be live on the website as well. So for those guys who have not seen the website yet or haven't been there in a while, you can go, of course, to www.bfclanwars.net after the recap show tonight. Well, not directly after, probably about 15-20 minutes after. Everything that we will talk about tonight will be live on the website as well under the Battlefield section, and it will be available under the section in the menu that says Season 4. So, Seeker, before we get on to who those divisions are, is there anything that we need to say? I think we need to mention something about our absolutely great work that was done by our league masters the last couple of weeks, probably the last 2 weeks more so than anything else.
Yes, definitely. A big, huge, massive shout out. Okay, I almost said something a little bit, a little, yeah,
Little
not suitable for public
consumption.
broadcasting. Um, But a very big shout out to our league master, especially to Roxanne, home girl,
Uh-huh.
who has done a freaking fantastic job over the last couple of weeks. And of course, we've also got a new league master who's joined the team, who has
Yes.
been doing some really awesome work in the background as well. And that, of course, is Chaos Artist. And both of them are in the chat at the moment. So I hope you guys can hear us say thank you.
Yes, big shout out, guys. There's a lot of work that went into it, especially I mean, this last week, Sika, you've pretty much been rallying the troops. I would call it that. We're in my absence, but I saw the chat going boss every day when I got back to the hotel and connected the Wi-Fi. I had I don't know, 300 messages or something stupid. So a big shout out to those guys and excellent work over the last, especially I think over the last week or so. And yeah, there we go. That everything should be on the website and updated and ready and those sort of things. But I don't think people came here tonight to just listen to me rant and rave about how happy I am that we can actually play comp on Battlefield 5. I think they actually came to come and see who is in those divisions, right?
Yeah. I actually just want to give a shout out to everybody who's here already.
Yeah.
Crispina Pulls, Byron Becker's here, obviously Chaos Artists. Wand, Rox is here, Lawless Rue, and who has actually also joined us in the last few weeks. From CTK, Flying Ace, Brooksy's here, Leif van der Merwe is here, Celeste is here. Hello, Celeste. Oh, and whoever else is lurking in the background, a very warm welcome to you.
Oh no, do we have some lurkers again?
Can we have some lurkers?
Guys,
You
if
guys
you
want to say hi?
guys, if you're a lurker, just drop us a hi there, then we at least know you're not lurking, which is always fun, right? Right, so let's get on to it. So, guys, as you heard me say earlier, we have 16 teams that entered for season 4, which I'm quite happy that there were so many teams that wanted to enter, considering the fact that the game hasn't really been competitively playable for some time. And then, of course, we got a great surprise. I think here in late December. With those private servers coming out, and of course, people jumped on and said, listen, when are you guys doing something? Of course, these things take a little bit of planning, but as things go, we got it done. And of course, the tournament will kick off on Monday. Now, of course, there will probably not be games Monday, because tonight we are also going to provide for the first time actually the schedules, which will include the schedule for week 1. So we will allow the guys a day or two to actually make arrangements for their games that they need to play next week. And of course, next week we will allow games up until and including Friday, which we normally don't do, right? We normally play games between Monday and Thursday. But for next week, we will allow that one extra day, and purely that's because we are really giving a little bit of short notice by only providing the schedules tonight. And then, of course, next week, the games will actually start. So let's get on to it. And what you are looking at on the screen is Division 1. So you will see that there are 5 teams in Division 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, there we go. Some sound effects. And top to bottom, and they are, of course, alphabetically stacked. At the top, you have AOV, which is making a return. Yes. So back in Clan Wars AOV, and we look forward to seeing how they perform. They, of course, are previous winners of a previous Clan Wars season. In fact, season 1, to be honest. Then we have DPS, Dog Pound Society, who's there. We have Dogs of War. They are at number 3 there. We have GSE, Gunslingers Elite, and then of course the Monkeys are in there in Division 1 as well. So that will be your...
That is a bumper of a division.
Yeah, can I tell you that there are no easy games here? Like literally like none. There's no one that I can even... I'm telling you, there's no one that I can even say in this game or that game, there's a favorite or this or that or whatever. I mean, all these guys have been Battlefield teams for, ages. Or have been playing very actively over the last year or so. So there's really no newbies in any of these teams, and this is gonna be a rough division, right? As it should be, I guess, because it is Division 1, right? So yes. I mean, no rest for the wicked, right? So guys,
I don't envy anyone in that division.
No, absolutely not. I think it's going to be great to stream though. I think this is going to make for some really, really good games, right? So guys, if you have just joined us, thank you very much for joining. If you're already subscribed to the channel, that's great. If you are not, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the little bell to get your notifications whenever we go online. We really appreciate your support in that regard. What we have just started with and what you are looking at is Division 1 for Season 4. And those consist of 5 teams in Division 1, which is alphabetically arranged: AOV, Activella, Dog Pound Society, Dogs of War, Gunslingers Elite, and Monkey See, Monkey Kill. And it's going to be an exceptionally difficult division. So taking off Division 1 then, moving on to Division 2 from the 16 teams. In Division 2, again, alphabetically stacked. Right at the top, we have 4Q, and 4Q, of course, always keen to get into a Clan Wars match, right? These guys, I said to Springbok one day that we can, say it's a friendly, and they'll send an invite, right? So these guys are always very keen, and we love having them around, and they're great supporters, so that's very cool. Then we have
always a good bunch of laughs, those guys.
Yes, absolutely. And with the teabagging, and of course this being Battlefield, we are bound to see some of that teabagging coming through, right?
Yes.
Then we have CTK, KM. Now you're going to have to help me out here, Seeker. What does the KM stand for? Kakmarkers. You see, I just wanted to hear that in Afrikaans.
It's CTK.
All right. Now, of course, CTK is not.
And now I'm like really shy because you've made me speak Afrikaans on stream.
Uh, well, it was okay. I'm sure everybody on the stream will go, yeah. So listen, CTK, of course, I mean, is not a new team, right? I mean, these guys have been around. They've been
Yes.
around the block. But of course, for this tournament, they had enough people that were interested that they actually entered two teams, right? And we'll see their other team now. But this is the team that will play in Division 2, which is CTKKM. And I'm looking forward to see how they perform. Then, of course, we've got Dogs of War second team in Division 2 here. And right beneath them, we have PDT, which is, of course, Rox's team, right? So we're going to see how that works out for her as well. Then we've got Raw in here. They also back. They sort of skipped a season in the middle somewhere. I think season 2, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really recall exactly which one. But we've got Raw back in here in season 4 as well. They're at the number 5 position there. And then VLNS, the villains, are right there at the bottom. Now, again, this is not in any chronological. Well, actually, it's in a sort of alphabetical chronological order, right? But it is in no other way arranged except alphabetically, and just so that everybody understands who's joined us over there. So, guys, the first thing that you would have noticed is, of course, that Division 2 has 6 teams, where Division 1 has 5 teams. And that is really sticking with a tradition that Clan Wars has always had, is that the Division 1 always has the least amount of teams, right? But we did match it up in terms of numbers, and you will see that again in Division 3 as well. And I'm going to take Division 2 off and then put on...
Wait, before you put on division, I just got called a burkie.
Really?
I'm so proud.
Well, then clearly your Afrikaans was like super, right? Right.
Sorry, I just thought I'd put that out.
That's okay. It's not like we're on a schedule or anything, right? So, right. Apologies. Right, guys. So pulling up Division 3 then, and of course this is there are 3 divisions, and which create the 16 teams. We've already looked at Division 1, and Division 2, and this is Division 3, and there is 4Q2. Right now, I'm going to have to get used to that because I don't call fuck you mate for obvious reasons, right? So I always call them 4Q. Now I'm going to have to call another team 4Q. So I don't know how I'm going to manage this, but okay. So this is 4Q.
4Q and 4Q2.
4Q2. Okay, so there we go. So we have 4Q.
Like the second 4Q. Like when you're having like a meal that's more than one, I guess, what do they call it, like servings or whatever.
So is this
and
like...
you have your second fork.
Yeah.
It's fork.
So let me get it straight.
4Q2.
If both these teams are in one server and you play them, and a 4Q2 guy teabags you after a 4Q mate guy, is that like sloppy seconds or what's that? What do you call that?
Dessert.
Dessert. All right, we'll go with that. That's great.
That's why you have the second fork, right?
Yeah, that's okay. Moving on. And yeah, of course, then we have CTK's second team. So this is CTK Kakpraat, right?
That's correct.
So the first one, the one in Division 2, that's CTK Kakmaak, and this is Kakpraat. So if you look at these two names, if you ever go to the West Rand, I hope we don't have anybody in the West Rand. Please don't take offense if we do. I know you're in the West Rand, right?
I am in the West Rand.
But on the West Rand, there's always 2 oaks, right? There's the guy that talks and the guy that smacks, right? So I reckon that the Division 2 team is the guys that smack, and then the Division 3 team is the guys that talk. But maybe they'll prove us wrong. I hope so.
Like I said, I'm from the West Rand, so yes, can confirm that really does.
Can confirm. Right, then below CTKKP we have a new team that's entered. So I've not seen these guys. I mean, they are pretty well known in the pub games, and I mean, I have played against some of the teammates of this team when I was on the game
Actually,
the other day.
actually, they are a team that we have seen before. They just changed their name.
Oh, yes? Tell me more.
They used to be Foursome.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, but then I know this team.
Yes, we know this team.
Okay, I know this team actually quite well then. Now, let's see, right? I mean, if they are, but do we know the story? I mean, have they created dog just for the
No, they just
tournament
changed it
or?
because no, they created the name Foursome as a joke because there were four of them, but then it grew so big that the name kind of didn't really flow
Oh,
anymore.
that makes
So they
sense.
changed.
That makes perfect sense. Nice. All right. So then we have, of course, PDT Silver. So PDT Silver is again also the second team of PDT. So that's Rox's second team, and they are entering here in Division 3 at the fourth position. And then we have another new team, again, which is probably not new to the scene, but of course new to Clan Wars, and that is Rex, REX, and they are there at position
And that
5.
stands for what? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Rise of the Expendables.
Right, you see, I actually had an idea, but I thought maybe I'm going to get it wrong. So I said no idea because I know you know.
Of course I know. I know like everyone, yeah. I've been
Right,
working with all these clans for such a while that I know the stories and who comes from where and who changed their names to what.
right. Rise of the Expendables. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly then take that off and run from Division 1 to Division 3 again. So Division 1, we have Act of Valor, Dog Pound Society, Dogs of War, Gunslingers Elite, and Monkey See, Monkey Kill. That is Division 1. Division 2, we have Fuck You Mate, CTK Kakmak, Dogs of War 2, PDT, which of course is Predator. We have Raw there, and we have VLNS. Then moving on to Division 3. Division 3, we have 4Q's second team, CTK Kakprat, Dark, PDT Silver, and Rex. Rise of the Expendables. I will now call the long name out.
Now you won't forget it, right?
No, well, I mean, I actually, no, don't worry. I had it slightly differently than Expendables, but okay, Rise of the Expendables, there we go. That's officially the title. Right. So, guys, with those divisions then announced, those are the three divisions that will be competing. There are 16 teams, and they will be competing over a period of time. So what I'm going to pull up now, and of course, again, this will be available to all the clan leaders, as well as this will be in the competition clan leaders group, and we will update this on the website as well. But what you are looking at now is the actual schedules over the next 6 weeks. So there's something that I want to mention about these schedules, which is quite important. So if you look at the schedules, you will see obviously schedules for Division 1, 2, and 3. And this is over a 5-week period of play, with the final being played in 6 weeks from now. Of course, the competition kicks off next week, which is week 1. And as an example, for Division 1, week 1, one of the games will be AOV versus DPS, or Active Valor versus Dog Pound Society. And then what you will see below, right at the bottom, or the last line within each block, actually says map. So we're changing the format slightly of how the competition works. And maybe I should explain it this way, right? The way that each game will work is that there will be 3 maps played in each game, and all 3 maps have to be played. One map for the week is the mandatory map, and that is the map that you are, for example, looking at in week 1. So in week 1, the mandatory map will be Armada, and then there is a map list that each captain can choose a map from. In other words, we as Clan Wars will provide one map. One map will come from one captain, the other map will come from the other, and all 3 maps have to be played. Right, so it's no longer the first team that gets to 2 maps wins. All 3 maps need to be played, and the cumulative score will get us to week 5, which then will determine who plays in the final in week 6. So that's maybe the first thing to call out. The second thing that I want to call out is that you can see that we split the divisions in such a way that we could actually fit it into a 5-week period, with the final being played in week 6. And there's a very specific reason for that. As you guys, or as most of the guys watching the stream is probably aware, we of course are running the COD tournament as well. And that of course also kicks off next week. Now, in 6 weeks from now, the COD tournament actually takes a break during that week, so during week 6. So what we wanted to do was, in that week when nothing else is going on, we wanted to host the Battlefield final. So of course, most people have the opportunity to not only partake in it, but also watch it, and it gets some good airtime as well. So that's
Was
the
it
reason.
special?
Yes, absolutely. So that's the reason for us planning it this way, breaking down the divisions in a specific format so that it can fit within the 6 weeks period. So there we go. That has been on the screen for a little bit. So hopefully the teams that are playing in those divisions and the guys watching have had an opportunity to either screenshot it or memorize it or do whatever they will. But of course it will also be updated on the website, and that will be later tonight. Now, of course, that is on www.bfclanwars.net. If you haven't gone there, please go there. Also, think about registering. There's some cool benefits if you do register on the site. And of course, we also appreciate that. But if you have just joined us, guys, you did join us for the announcement show or the opening show for season 4, sorry, on Battlefield 5. And we are super excited. If you're already registered or subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for doing that. If you are not, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the little bell to get your notifications whenever we go online. We really do appreciate all the support that we always get from everybody watching our streams. There we go, Sigurd. And
That is it.
And that was what I had to say.
Well, that's pretty much it, though. Like,
It
I
is.
mean, until we start the actual matches, I think this is the exciting part: is announcing the divisions, announcing the schedules, and yeah, going from there.
Absolutely. Any comments on the stream that we should take note of any questions that we should answer or anything like that?
No, it's just guys basically obviously showing support for their teams and getting all excited for Clan Wars Season 4. I do see Raw Nation here going stronger together. So that's obviously their little tagline. I like it.
Stronger together. Well, isn't that a tagline from some company? Stronger together? Don't know.
I know it from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yes, that is true. Excellent. Right. So, Sika, I think that's what I had. Is there anything else that I needed to mention or that you wanted to do or give a shout out or explain or something that I missed?
No, I think just watch the Battlefield page for links to the casting of the games and the streaming of the games and that. And of course, as the results come in, it'd be awesome.
Yes, guys. Of course, on the website, under the Battlefield section, there is of course also a menu item called Event List. So if you are ever in doubt of which games are being played on a particular evening, you can actually go to that link, and the games that are played, in other words, as they are being scheduled between the two teams, will of course appear on that link as well. So if you do want to go and see that and see how it fits into your your plans, maybe you are cancelling Wednesday night date night or something and you want to watch a game, go and see if there's something on there. Excellent. But I think that's what we had for tonight. Sika, thank you very much again for you joining me. It was fun as always. And thank you again for your hard work over the last couple of weeks, together with our League Masters, who is Rox and Home Girl, I would say.
And Chaos Artist.
A lot of people know her as Home Girl rather than Rox. And yeah, it's been a lot of hard work. It's been some hectic planning, but we managed to pull it off. And I am very much looking forward to this season starting. But I think from my side, I think that is what I had. And unless there's anything else that we can answer in the stream or no other questions, then I think that is us. So guys, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. I'm Yaka for Battle Bros. See you on the battlefield.